Hey, welcome back everyone. Toyshiz here, and I'm back yet again with yet another news update for you. Got a little collab going on with Mattel for this one. They came to me and said, hey, you want to talk about some upcoming Masters of the Universe products? And I was like, well, yeah, sure. Why don't you send them on over, and we'll go to Castle Grayskull together to see and talk about all the upcoming fall 2023 offerings that are coming soon. And just to let you guys know, I will be talking only about the new figures that are going to be shown off in this video. If you've already seen the photos at some point, well, this is the official reveals, I'll just say, with all the pretty pictures that weren't taken with a Nokia 6200 phone, right? But just to let you guys know, as far as when and where and how you can get these, the only available information given to me by Mattel was that they will personally be posting about that information on the 21st, tomorrow, and then I'll tell you exactly where and how you can get these things. But they specifically said designated retailers and whatnot, and that's basically the information I got for you thus far. But let's go ahead and jump right into it, because this is going to be fun. First and foremost, good old Masters of the Universe Masterverse. And the first figure we're going to be checking out is how it's listed is classic looking merman, even though to me this looks like the Revelation merman, but in more of those classic colors, so take it how you like. But he does look good. He's finally all armored up. He's got both eyes this time around, so I guess you could kind of go in between, although I'm going to stick with the fact that this to me reminds me of the Revelation version. But he does come with a pair of extra fists. He's got some outstretched merman hands. He's got his corncob looking sword. He's got his big chest armor. All of it is removable, obviously, so you can have a shirtless merman, armored up merman, you pick. But like I said, they'll have more details tomorrow for how you can go ahead and pick this guy up. Next up is Grizzlor, looking all very man-bear piggish, right? He comes with a giant axe, and I gotta say, it looks like a reuse of Beastman, right? Obviously, they're gonna have to reuse that somehow. He does come with his big fur coat. He's got his evil Horde insignia, all that great stuff. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sold on the head portrait. Like, I like the Origins version better, I will say. I mean, this is, again, Masterverse, but you can see everything that he comes with. Extra hands. He's got that really cool dragon-looking bow thing, whatever, and he's got his big axe, and of course the harness, fur coat, yada yada. So there is your look at old Grizzlor. And then moving on to the heroes side, we have the Bumblebee Man, or I guess you have to call him Buzz Off. He looks pretty good. He looks like a Robo-Bee, right? Very cool. I like what they did here with his big old electric yellow wings with all that, I like to call it like Jack Kirby techno writing anyways in there, all that jazz. And then he's got his big old clawed hands, which freak me out. I don't know, how does he eat? How does he pick things up? You don't have to think about these things, but he's got a really cool face. He's got the whole yellow jacket looking thing going on. I like it. Looks pretty good. He comes with everything you see here. So you got the standard head portraits, you got his little vest thing, you got his helmet, and one of those axes that I know best from Origins after getting 50 million of them packed in each and every time, right? Seems like it anyways. And next up on the villain side, not to fake you guys out, we have that big robotic blue meanie Faker. He looks pretty good, but I gotta say, for a reuse of a He-Man figure, I mean, obviously that's the whole point of Masters of the Universe, but they do enough to really change it up, especially with the bright colors. That's what's a lot of fun for me in collecting the Masters of the Universe lines for now, right? I'm the most recent sort of fan for this type of stuff. But they have the arms, that looks pretty good. He's got these little robo mechanisms in there. I like the whited out eyes. You pop the pinkish chest piece off and you get to see his gears and gizmos, right? He's got his tape deck going on in there. Here's everything that old Faker comes with. He's got his big pink chest armor. He's got a big golden axe. He's got the sword, which looks pretty good. It looks like it has some, again, techno-looking stuff in there. He's got some extra hands as well. This one looks good. I think they're on a roll so far, right? It's not too shabby at all. And next, we have Clamp Champ. And I will always remember that name because in one of my first Masters of the Universe news videos, I completely butchered it. So, Clamp Champ is looking like a champ here. Really cool looking. He comes with his big old clamping accessory weapon. Hopefully it's a lot stronger than the Origins one, so you could pick somebody up and toss them around, but utilizing one of the same buck bodies, but updated enough to really change it. And in all honesty, in looking at this Clamp Champ and going, okay, I don't know too much about this character, but I think they did another solid job. I think that he's a little light, we'll just say, on the accessories. I'm glad he comes with his big old clamping mechanism. He's got a couple extra hands. The head portrait is okay. We'll say I think it sort of fits him. It's kind of a different head portrait than I'm used to. Maybe 2 head portraits would have benefited this guy. But in either case, yeah, we have a Clamp Champ coming. And then next up, we're going over to Skeletor's realm for the evil Horde Skeletor. So a little bit of a different take on old Skeletor. I kind of like this one. I think it looks cool. You could kind of put him with the evil Horde. He looks a little bit different. He's got the elements of red that really do make him look a lot more evil, right? Instead of being a boob in many ways. But he has a lot darker purple, the black mixed with the red, kind of a more sinister looking head portrait. You can obviously put him in the running away position if you want. But yeah, overall, he's got some cloth goods every which way. I do like that they added the whole bat symbol, evil Horde look to him. Again, it just kind of changes up the character enough to go, okay, that's a distinct looking Skeletor right there. And I do like his Havoc staff. I like that it looks like a red ruby on top of his staff. Again, makes it look a little bit different. So you got some cloth goods, you got the staff, you got the extra hands. Overall, pretty solid looking Skeletor. And this one kind of stands out. I'm like, okay, not really too much details on this, but if I had to say, oh, that's what it reminds me of, it looks like the Revelation version of Prince Adam. And as far as the head portrait goes, and the overall look of the costume, if this comes out looking as good as these promo photos look, I mean, they nailed the animation to it. So you can kind of say, yeah, this is Prince Adam from just regular Masterverse, right? But he does distinctly remind me of the animated show on Netflix, which is totally not a bad thing. He even has a really cool, kind of happy looking head portrait, which really does separate a lot of these Masterverse. Like, everything is kind of gloom and doom, you know what I mean? But to have this type of element, different elements to it, I think that it changes the character up. It kind of gives a little bit more like, oh, okay, this is fun, and this is what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be always so serious and always so dark. You know what I mean? So you got 2 extra head portraits, you got some extra hands, and it looks like you're getting 2 swords of power, one that has like a red power glitter effect to it, and then the standard sword so he could put his hand up and call the power and yada yada. So overall, yeah, pretty solid looking Prince Adam. And then to kind of go back, now you're speaking my language with just weird, creepy monsters. And yeah, that's what I really enjoy about Masters of the Universe too. I like this web store, is what I'm trying to say. This looks cool. He's a big old Spider-Man, right? Utilizing the same buck body. We've seen it over and over again. Not a problem. They changed enough. They put his little pincers on the back. They gave him a cool weapon. Hopefully that fires out on its own. That would be cool if it's spring-loaded. But in a sense, you can use it as a grapnel hook, something like that. In the backside, you get to see his backpack, which has articulation for all the arms. So again, nice to see that. Every which way, I like the blue, I like the red, I like his eyes. I like the belt. It just stands out. He's got a lot of blue, red, and black going on. It makes him creepy, makes him look weird. And he's going to look good with your Masterverse villains shelf. That's one thing I like about the whole Masterverse collection, is that as we've been gradually building it up, Skeletor to all his minions, it's cool to see all these weirdos hanging out together on your shelf. Here's everything that Webstor comes with. Again, he's got his big pincers, so you get 4 of those things. He's got a super soaker. He's got his grapnel. He's got some extra hands. So a lot of fun with this one, a lot of posability options. Overall, so far, I would say he's in the top of my most wanted, most favorites to grab from Masterverse. And then continuing on to the heroes side, right? We're kind of going back and forth just to make it fair. We're going to have this big old deluxe Ram Man, and he looks powerful. He looks like he means some business here, and I like what they did with the whole helmet and the armor. if, again, this comes out looking like it does in the promo photos. It looks like they put a little weathering. It looks like metal, right? Not just plastic. It kind of has a little bit more oomph to it, and I appreciate that. Now, you're probably not going to get any head ramming action like the Origins figure, but he looks to be a lot more posable. It looks like a new body overall. I would say probably 100%, give or take, maybe some reuse here and there, but not ones that I could tell you immediately off the bat. And he does have weapon storage in the back, and that's always cool to see. I do like a figure with some good weapon storage on the back. Now, here's everything that this guy has. He has 3 different head portraits, which is kind of cool. He's got some swap out armor. He's got the big old axe weapon. He's got some extra hands. That's a full package right there. So that's cool to see when they say more of a deluxe. Well, at least they means what they says. So, again, if you're looking for Ram Man, hopefully tomorrow you have a little bit more answers. And, of course, I will follow up with everything and anything information-wise, links, yada, yada. And, of course, I will have the links down in the description below when they become available. Back on the villain side. Now, this, again, in kind of going to Webstor and continuing on with creepy monsters, we have Clawful. And, I mean, that guy looks sinister. He kind of looks like a dinosaur man in many ways, but he's got some big old clamps, right? Give him the clamps. He looks rocking. I gotta say, that's pretty cool looking with the head, the claws. He's got the big old massive Sebastian claw right there. And I do like the metallic blue that they have chosen. It's very reflective, stands out, gives a little bit more oomph. I like that. They're paying attention to the paint, especially the way the red kind of bleeds into the orange on his arms to his hands. That's a nice little touch right there, I gotta say. And I love the head portrait. That's another great one. On the backside, though, is really where this guy begins to shine because, again, just the way it's painted with those big blue spikes coming out of the back of his red hard shell. That's awesome. No complaints from me there. Here's everything that Clawful has. Again, looking at the paint, wishing and hoping that this comes out looking as great as it does in the promo photos. You always got to wait till these things are in hand, right? You can go like, ooh, that's what they want, right? They want you to go, oh yeah, look what we got. It's a coming. And then you see it in the package, you're like, well, who's to say, right? So we got to wait until he comes out. But you got the big back piece, you got the front piece, you got the shield, you got his little green bashing stick, whatever it is. But again, in terms of monsters and weirdness and baddies galore, yeah, this guy definitely has it going on. And then a figure that was already revealed at, what was it, last year? I went to a September event for Mattel and the Masters of the Universe. It was the New Adventures Skeletor. They didn't really have a lot of press promo photos. It was everything. I was just kind of up there going click, click, click. Here you go. Here's some fast photos of what they got going on. But here's some fancy new photos, of course. Nice and professional-like. But he looks good. And I gotta say, as much as the cartoon is largely unwatchable, we're just gonna say that, so be honest with you, he does exude, in figure form, some amazing 80s to like early 90s-ish looks, right? That's just very cool. I like the head portraits. You got the blues, the reds, all that metallic machinery every which way. You pull the head portrait off, I don't know what's going on. He's got like some Beetlejuice action going on. But it's fun. It looks cool. And he looks menacing. Like, he looks terrifying. A lot more terrifying than Skeletor of the usual series looks. You're like, ugh, man, okay, you're gross and weird at the same time. The backside, he's got all sorts of mechanical machinery that's embedded into his skin. That's weird as well, but that's what makes it fun. That's pretty cool, I gotta say. So overall, yeah, this one's a must for me. Plus, I just got the New Adventures He-Man himself. So that's a nice little villain for him to fight. You can see everything that he comes with. Again, so much 80s, 90s in this guy, right? The colors alone, he's got a big fabric cape, the helmet, extra hands, and his newfangled Havoc staff, or whatever you wants to call it. But yeah, this one is definitely a must on my list, as is another monster guy. You got this mega figured Whiplash right here, and he's got a lot going on. He's got some greens, he's got some purples. He's very Green Goblin-ish, right, in many ways when you first kind of look at him. But he's got a lot of weapons and accessories going on with a big massive tail. He's almost Killer Croc-ish, right? He's got a big massive head portrait for him. Again, I like all the different weapons. I like that the tail really kind of jets out of his back. It's weird, right? He's just a weird reptilian man. He's going to be a big old massive oversized figure that they're touting. So weapons galore. You got a fire stick. You got the helmet. You got swap out armor if you want to go ahead and put that on there. Extra hands. Very cool. Overall, really stoked on Whiplash. But I'm kind of wrapping it up. I've been saving this one for last because I know it's New Adventures of He-Man, but what am I looking at here? He's just freaking ridiculously cool. This is Slush Head from the New Adventures of He-Man, and I love this guy. This, hands down, is my favorite. This is the one that I want. New Adventures, Skeletor, sure. Slush Head, who doesn't want a figure named Slush Head, right? So he's kind of like Clayface 3, in a way. He's got the dome, like Mr. Freeze. He's got all kinds of weapons. He's a big green mutant. You can kind of go New Batman Adventures Mr. Freeze by putting his head into one of those robotic bodies while he's got some jelly liquid in his back or whatever you want to do. It's weird. Again, that's why I like Masters of the Universe. It's just bizarro. And this thing encapsulates all of that. I mean, just look at this figure, right? And everything that he comes with. He's got the big old mechanical hands. You could put, again, a head into a jar on a mechanical body. He's got some weird space energy axe, extra hands, extra head portraits. There's a lot going on with this guy, and I'm all about it. So again, for all of these revealed Masterverse figures, follow-up will be tomorrow. Mattel will post about it, and then I'll post links on where you can grab all of these individual figures. So that is going to wrap it up for my look at all of the brand new upcoming offerings for fall 2023 for Masters of the Universe, Masterverse. And I want to say a special thank you again to Mattel for having me be a part of all of this. It's very fun. I'm glad you guys came and joined. Thanks for watching. And as I said, wait for them to reveal where exactly you can get these figures. That'll be up tomorrow, and I'll follow up. I'll put links down in the description below. It'll be on my Instagram. Links will be on my YouTube. If you follow me, you'll have the links. We'll just say that. So, as always, I'm curious to know what you guys think about all these new reveals. Are they for you? Will you be grabbing? Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything Masters of the Universe. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, now, as far as what comes out after fall 2023, we'll just have to wait until Mattel tells us what comes out after fall 2023. We know Eternity is coming and Snake Mountain, so just clear some space while there's still time. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.